Do you actually think, like, Julius Caesar is in there? He's the one setting all the lines inside Caesar's Sportsbook? That's how this happens?
Caesar's ghost, yes.
Can I ask you another question?
Sure.
You probably get this a lot. This isn't the real Caesar's Palace, is it?
What do you mean?
Did Caesar live here?
No.
I didn't think so.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Latta.
She wants to ride it, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight.
We made some people upset yesterday.
That's too bad.
But I'm going to blame Jason when he joins us later in the show because it's all his fault. He's the one who set the over-under at 5.5, right?
Yep.
We spent a lot of time yesterday talking if we thought the Packers would have more than 5 wins, less than 5 wins. A lot of people not happy with us. But it was Jason's line. We did not come up with that line. And it seems like whoever we talked to, like we were just talking with Steve Scafidi. Steve joined the show a couple of weeks ago, host from 9 to noon over on WTMJ, the Steve Scafidi Show, 620 WTMJ. He's a Packer season ticket holder, diehard Packer fan. We asked him how many wins you think they're going to have. He said 6. Like 5.5 seems like a really good number. So we'll blame Jason for that in a little bit. But first, we have a new star on the show.
We do?
Who? Caesar Palace?
We got a brand new television star. Chewy, obviously you played on TV a bunch. Jen's on TV each and every Saturday during the college football season, telling some great stories. My Ugly Mug appears on the round table from time to time. But Ashton Homer Rotman.
I kind of like Ashter.
Ashter?
It's better than Ashton.
Ashton doesn't like that. No,
I like Ashton.
Dude, do you know how many
Ashter's
people,
getting upset.
Do you know how many people in my life call me Ashy because of you?
A lot.
So many. Basically everybody but my family.
I should be in the nickname Hall of Fame. The more I think about it.
All right, put it on the poll. Should Chewy be in the nickname Hall of Fame?
Yeah, it's going up there.
But don't distract us, Ashy, from what happened yesterday. Our guy was on TV. He made a local news story. Our guy is famous. He got his car stolen 3 times. Well,
No, just, what did he do? Well, he's an idiot. That's what he did.
Do we have the audio?
Yeah.
So,
do you want the audio first or second from the context?
Let's just go ahead and play the audio first.
All right, here, courtesy of CBS 58.
It's like anytime I go, is my car going to be there?
Ashton Rotman's Kia was stolen 3 times.
So every time it happened, it was hard to be kind of upset. It was just like, this is just what happens.
Although the lawsuit won't directly help people like Rotman, he thinks it's a good start.
Obviously, as a consumer, I would want to be part of it and maybe recoup some of that. But I think it's better than nothing at this point.
Shout out to Jenna Wells and CBS 58.
All right, I wish I would have known this morning because and maybe she's not up at 7 a.m. Who knows what her workday is over working for TV news. But I want to talk to Jenna because I want to know how many times it took her to say with a straight face, Rotman, whose car has been stolen 3 times.
I'll shoot her a text.
Like, I want to know how many takes it took her to be able to get through that without laughing hysterically.
So here's the context of the story. So I have a buddy that works for CBS 58. He's one of their he's a photojournalist, but he's like one of the directors of it. So he handles everyone. In one of the stories they're working on is Kia and the city of Milwaukee are now going in entering a lawsuit against each other, and that happened yesterday. I of course had no idea this was happening.
There were whispers of this and whether or not a municipality could actually file a lawsuit against a manufacturer like this, and apparently the city feels comfortable enough that they're going to move forward, and they've decided that they are going to sue Kia and Hyundai because they feel this has been the center of the Kia Boys universe in terms of how many Kias and Hyundais were stolen and have been stolen in the city of Milwaukee.
So one of my good friends, Aaron, works for CBS 58, and he texted me and said, hey, now that you don't have a Kia, would you be willing to talk about this? And I was like, you know what? Sure. I'm happy to help a friend out, right? That's what I do. He says, okay, the reporter will be contacting you. Great. So I get a call from, again, her name is Jenna Wells. I get a call from her. Hey, would you be willing to speak about this? Sure, why not? Absolutely. Let me know what time and when. I didn't realize, A, that it was going to be on camera because I'm an idiot.
Well, I mean,
I'm an idiot.
It's on TV, you moron. Why wouldn't you think it?
We can move past that part.
Did you think that they were going to, like, you're going to go into one of the back studios here, they're going to dim down the lights, and get like a
Well,
voice
number
modulator
one,
on
That'd be
you?
awesome. I should have done
He's
that.
an idiot because the
That's
first
true.
thing I asked him, I'm like, did you show any signage? Right?
Well, yeah, I mean,
Did you
Yeah,
stand
no, I
in
didn't.
front of,
No.
did you wear a Jen, Gabe, and Chewy hat? Did you wear a Rots Hots hat?
Well,
I used to do it all the time
This
when
all
I
happened
played.
within a matter of 2 hours. I didn't have any of this stuff here. This at 11 o'clock is when I was texted. At 1:30 is when I
you had
did
time
this.
to run home,
I
throw on.
was-
Jen made us Jen, Gabe, and Chewy hoodies. You
which
could
I
have thrown,
have hanging on.
You
but
should have thrown that on,
Total
thrown on a
rookie
Rots
move.
Hots hat,
I
and
agree.
just
Here's
been
the
a
thing.
walking billboard.
I totally agree that it was a rookie move. I definitely should have gone home. However, I do have a job that I have to do, so I couldn't just
You
go
don't
home.
really do anything after 9 o'clock. Don't
Yeah.
ask like you do.
You're right. I don't do anything. Anyways.
What do you do?
No one else cares.
Come on.
He does stuff.
Like what?
This is not the frame of mind. This is ridiculous. I do stuff. I do things. Don't worry about
I mean, he's an executive.
I mean, you
he's
work
pushing
a you,
papers.
you work a what 7-hour day, and you're actually probably working like most people 4 hours. Am I
it.
right?
Mine is taking major offense to that.
I mean, he's pushing papers. He's an executive now. He's not getting his
He is.
hands dirty, getting
The
down,
two of
grinding
you.
it out.
Unbelievable, the two of you. I shouldn't even have told you about this. How dare you? How dare you?
I've got a question. Number
Anyways,
one, how
so
dare you?
I talked to her for like 15 minutes in my head. I was like, I wonder how this is going to be edited. And, it turned out all right.
Yeah, I want to talk more to Jenna because I want to know, like, is she available? Can we get her on the show? I want to know like
I'll shoot
her
her a text.
reaction when her assignment was, yeah, we've got this doofus who had his car stolen 3 times. Like after the first 2, he decided not to get rid of it. Went through the entire process of trying to get rid of it. Decided not to pull the trigger on a car, and then got it stolen a 3rd time.
Like capitalize on the opportunity that they're giving you. Like you should have had a shirt 2 hours. I'm sure there's a shirt place around here where you could get. You know, remember the decals back in the day?
Yeah.
Says looking for a date 414-618-4427. I mean, come on.
Is that a
what are
real
you
number
doing? You're
somewhere?
such a rookie.
Only one way to find out.
All right,
Ashton.
I'll give him the real number. Here, let me scroll it.
But like, here's the thing, Ashton. Like, you spend so much time here. If you would have disappeared for the 45 minutes it would have taken you to run home, grab that stuff, and come back, like, you would have been able to figure out whatever you had to do throughout the course of the rest of the day.
Yeah, probably.
Like, you obviously hit pause already to go outside because you were interviewed in front of the building. I don't know if they were afraid to come inside this building.
I did offer coming inside, but it was lunchtime. I was a little bit busy.
Like you were such a rookie. Like I forget what news station it was, came out to my neighborhood a couple years ago because there was an accident, a farming accident where Flight for Life was called. It was
Oh, wow.
bad. So the news cameras showed up, and I'm sitting there watching, you know, because they wouldn't let you get too close. And there was, would you be interviewed? Yeah. What's your name? I said Keith Jackson.
That's good.
And they put that on the TV. My buddies are like, come on. You're in radio. Lighten up, Francis. You know?
He's
What
not.
name would you have gone with? Should have went with Chewy.
Chewy would have been funny. I say I'm Mark Chamorro, and they'd be like,
Yeah.
"That's weird. There's 2 people with that name."
No, she would have had no clue. She'd been like, no one knows who that is anymore.
Keith Jackson.
People
Outside
do-
of the people that I ticked off yesterday.
Well, no, it was all Gabe. It wasn't you. It was all Gabe.
I
I-
love how it defaults.
Right,
to
right.
Gabe.
I will
It
text.
is
I will ask
so
if she can come
great.
on.
All right. Again, not for very long, just 5 minutes. I want to know what her reaction was when her assignment yesterday was to talk to an idiot who had his car stolen 3 times. Because again, once, I don't know.
That is.
Once is shame on you. Twice is shame
What's
on
the
me.
third one?
I don't know what the third one is. I don't know what the third one is because usually you learn your lesson after the second time.
Again, as we discussed in 2022, every time it happened, I am an idiot.
Are you upset because you had moved past this part of your life? You had left it behind you. You had bought Ron and the Keys car. Now you're driving around in Ron's car, feeling good about your life, knowing that your car is going to be there every time you get back from work or every time you want to leave your apartment.
I don't think he.
And you had left the key. You had left the key in the past, and now it's being drudged up again. Like, is this upsetting to you that you had to go on television and talk about it, and then be made fun of by us this morning?
No, because the minute that my friend texted me and I knew the chain of events that was going to happen was going to result in this of some.
Do you
some
steer
aspect.
away from conflict? Like on a scale of 1 to 10.
10 being
10 being, well, I'm a 13.
okay, got it. I'm like a 2 or a
If you're
3.
a 13, what's your wife?
Oh, she's
90.
She's Kelvin. She's on the Kelvin scale.
I don't love conflict. I don't shy away from it. I just don't steer into it. I don't steer into it. What do I?
I think you steer away from conflict.
Honestly, Chew, and I think this is the best compliment I can pay you in the 2.5, 3 years, whatever we've all been working together on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy now. I think Ashton's gone from a 1 to a 2.
I agree.
Thank you.
Yes.
And I think that's because of you. I want to give you the full credit because you go after him. So now that's given him a little bit of confidence. Like he walks around the office with a little bit of confidence. Now, it's not much. It's just, it's a little bit.
But am I mean to him? Because he said that people from the office were coming up to him and saying, wow, Chewy's really hard. I don't think I'm hard.
I don't think you are either, but it's fun for me. It's fun that people feel bad.
Well, that's how I treat my kids.
Yeah.
And my kids treat me like that too.
Yeah.
Now.
And I think he's slowly starting to realize he can give it back to you, right? Like he can throw jabs back. And that's given him the confidence to go from a 1 to a 2 on the conflict scale.
Just wait. I might get to a 2.5 soon. You never know.
There's also 3 inches of glass between the two of us. Take the glass away.
Well, then it goes back down to
He's
a 1.
going the other way.
It goes back down. But it has, over 3 years, it's doubled. 50%. It's gone up, or 100%.
All right.
Sounds like a win to me.
So with the poll yesterday,
oh boy,
it was overwhelmingly not in our favor. Do we need to adjust it?
So what was the result of the poll yesterday, Ashton, that we had put up?
885 votes. The
Okay.
poll was over under 5.5 wins. Jason Willie set that, so let's just have people say over under. 81% of 885 votes said over 5.5 wins.
So do we adjust it to 6.5?
So that's the thing. Like we have a text here very early because I mentioned the poll yesterday from the 920 saying line should be 6 wins flat.
6 wins flat. That's tough. Are they getting to 7? No, because I said 4, 5, 6. That's the wins.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like a lot of the people we've talked to have said 6. Again, when you just, without throwing a number, and we just go, just taking a random straw poll around the office, how many wins do you think they'll have? I feel like 6 seems to be the popular answer.
Let's let this one go. Just let it go. Chalk it up to whatever. Let's have a new poll. Is there a better chance that they win 8 games or 2 games?
Oof.
They ain't getting 8. Gabe?
They're winning more than 2.
Are they winning 8? You have to pick one. 2 or 8. The same amount of games they won with a Hall of Fame quarterback this past year. And better receivers, better tight end.
I mean, let's be honest. It's not going to. I mean, if they draft a tight end in the first round, their tight end situation is going to be better this year.
You
want to
go 3, 8 or 3? Is 2 too low?
2
because I don't want another 81%.
But you're going to get close to 81%
with 8 wins.
I think so. Versus 2.
They won 8 games this year.
I understand. there is a significant portion of the fan base.
Try. I know it's very hard, but I want you to try and make this decision with your brain and not your heart.
I think we should ask Jason between the 3 and 2 wins because that's where I'm stuck. The 8 wins I think is perfect. Setting it at 8 wins, but I'm not sure if we should say more than 3 wins or 2 wins. I'd like Jason's perspective.
All right, we could get Jason's perspective.
Jason, see what he says.
We'll see if he helps us out after I yell at him because everybody yelled at me. So I feel like I'm now the conduit for everybody who got mad at me yesterday. So I have to, relay that to Jason. The only place to get Lightbox lab-grown diamonds in Milwaukee, of course, it is only at the Jewelry Center. New selection of Lightbox jewelry is now available. 1.5, 2-carat loose diamonds. You can give some stud earrings as well. 2, 3, 4-carat total weight Lightbox diamonds ranging from $1,900 to $3,400. Great prices on those Lightbox lab-grown diamonds. But what's great about the Jewelry Center is they have so many options. Chewy talks about his championship ring, and if he needs it repaired, where does he go? He goes to the Jewelry Center. You need a watch repaired, you go to the Jewelry Center. Need a new watch? Great selection only at the Jewelry Center. They've got great options, and Dean has assembled a very knowledgeable, friendly, helpful team that can always point you in the right direction, no matter what piece of jewelry you are looking for. Worked for me. It's how I got my wedding band, my wife's engagement ring. That is all the stuff I got from the Jewelry Center. And it was easy, in, out, because the team is so knowledgeable and helpful. Take a look online, shoptjc.com, or stop in at the Jewelry Center in Brookfield, Greenfield, or in Burlington.
Full show podcasts, interviews, and special content is available right now at WisconsinOnDemand.com. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on 94.5 ESPN.
Delays now are kicking in along eastbound 94. We're up to 16 minutes to get from the zoo into downtown. That's going to be an extra 9 delays basically out of the zoo all the way through the stadium. Northbound side 41 slowing down from Blue Mound Road up past Swan Boulevard. The southbound side slowing down a little bit through past North Avenue. And then southbound 43, we have a couple pockets of heavy traffic right around the Silver Spring to Hampton Avenue area. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, morning rain and snow showers, cloudy with a high of 41. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low of 30. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Loziga on 94.5 ESPN.
Weather is brought to you by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Play Whistling Straits and other Pro Tour courses, whatever the weather is, in one of their 12 state-of-the-art simulators.
Basketball with your buds, drinking Bud Lights? Sounds like a great way to spend this college hoops weekend. Join Scalzo and Bruss as they broadcast live from Club Paragon on Thursday with Bud Light. Watch the games and enjoy Bud Light specials all day long. That's Scalzo and Bruss live from Club Paragon on Thursday between 4 and 6. Also enjoy Bud Light at Bullwinkle's, Maxwell's, and Nomad Sport Club. We'll see you there.
The best quality roofs, siding, windows, and doors, expertly installed and at an affordable price. Hi, this is Bo from Ridgetop Exteriors. Integrity, excellence, quality, and community are what we value here at Ridgetop because we want to do a great job to help our friends and neighbors. We always want to exceed expectations because customer service is our number one goal. We're trusted local experts you can count on for your home exterior projects. Thanks for choosing Ridgetop Exteriors for your home's next project. Go to ridgetopexteriors.com for a free estimate.
Kevin Moret here from Mentality Men's Health. Guys, did you know that the stored belly fat reduces your free testosterone? The more the belly grows, the harder it is to drop, mostly because of the decrease in free T. It's a vicious cycle that men are losing, and unfortunately, everyone can see it. Mentality breaks that cycle with semaglutide, an industry-changing weight loss medication that can help you lose up to 15% of your body weight while preserving your testosterone. Join our over 20,000 clients to look and feel the way you deserve. In Milwaukee, go to lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com.
Basketball and Guinness, 2 reasons this is the best month of the year. Enjoy both together while watching your favorite team make a title run. Settle into the world of Guinness, over 260 years in the making. Enjoy a pint and the games at Kelly's Bleachers Big Ben, featuring softball, volleyball, and cornhole leagues, along with a tiki bar and live music this summer and fall. Also enjoy Guinness at Mason's, Club Paragon, New Berlin Ale House, and Champs Americana.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
Ready, down, hunt.
All Packers, all the time.
It feels too easy. It feels too neat. It feels too not enough conflicty.
Okay, most of the time.
Almonds specifically or all nuts?
Well, these nuts, those nuts, whatever nuts work.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, brought to you by Boucher Automotive. With 16 different new car brands and over 35 pre-owned brands to choose from. Boucher Automotive, we are driven by you. And by the Bridgewater Modern Grill, nestled in the heart of Milwaukee's emerging Harbor District. Enjoy a specialty crafted menu centered around a custom oak-fed grill.
He is our friend. He is our teammate. He is Jason Wilde, joining us 3 times a week here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Good morning, Jason.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Well, so here's the problem, Jason. You did
already.
You did a tremendous job when you joined us earlier this week, and when Chewy asked how many wins, if you were setting an over/under line for the Packers, where would you set it? You said 5.5. We agreed. We thought that was a fantastic number. Brought that topic back yesterday. And there were a number of people online that were shockingly, right, people mad online, upset with me and Chew for thinking that they were going to win less than 5.5 games. So I just feel like I need to relay their anger to you, since you were the one who set the line there and therefore got really more me in trouble. Nobody gets mad at Chewy online. I just kind of get it all. But, the people that were mad at me and Chewy.
I love social media. First of all, I set the line at 5.5, and then I would have gone over. I would have said 6.
Well, I mean, we didn't drag you. We didn't drag you down yesterday. I mean, but you said it at 5.5. It was a good number, and Chewy and I both took the under.
I'm fine. I don't care if you drag me down or not. I just here's the thing that I don't, and I've seen this. Like, I had some guy call me elitist for saying that the only cheese curds that I've ever really liked were the ones at the Horse and Plow.
Oh, those
are good, though.
Right? And
yeah.
so, look, I'm not elitist. First of all, if you don't really like cheese curds generally, how often are you going to order them to find other good cheese curds? But
second of all, if you think Jason's elitist, have you seen the way he dresses? Dude lives in basketball shorts.
Respect, by the way.
Yeah, dude, I'm not ripping you, Jason. I'm just saying I don't think too many elitists are walking around in hoodies and basketball shorts.
I mean, am I elitist enough that I've never been to Rot Hot? I'm sorry, what was the new tag?
The Mike Trout of hot dogs.
Yes, the overrated. Never been to the hot dog postseason, even though he has. So here's the thing: how do you, in good conscience, if you're a Packers fan, I'm not rooting for them to suck. I'm certainly not rooting. And look, again, there are people that do my job, especially on the writing side, who root against the team. Newsflash: they don't like. There's plenty of guys that have covered this team that hated the quarterback. I'm not doing that. I certainly am not hoping that they go. I do not want to cover a 3-14 season. Now, do I cheer for them to win the Super Bowl every year that I cover them? No, I don't do that either. But the bottom line is they have allowed 4 starters, marginal though you may think they be, to walk out the door already in free agency. They added a special team safety, and as Rob Domowski pointed out yesterday, a long snapper whose contract doesn't even indicate that they signed him to be the guy. They signed him to compete with Jack Coco. And so that's your free agency right now. Your starting safety remains unsigned. I don't know if they want him, afford him, whatever they're going to do with Adrian Amos. Their veteran kicker remains unsigned. Are they going to bring him back? Is he going to end up reunited like Peaches and Herb with Mike McCarthy down in Dallas? I don't know what's going to happen with Mason Crosby. They're trading away sooner or later one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history, and by his own statement, arguably the greatest player in franchise history. They are, in my opinion, again, I don't care what they get for Rodgers. Whatever they get, I'm going to insert it in my pre-written story about him being traded, but I don't think they're getting a first-round pick for him based on talking to actual NFL GMs or former GMs who have insight into the trade process. So all those things, you put those together, where exactly do you want the line for over-under for wins as a Packers fan? You want me to put it at 10? Great, I'll put it at 10. Let's put it at 9.5. And then we'll all bet the under, and we'll all clean up.
Well,
who are you angry at?
That's what I'm saying. And all I think me and Gabe were trying to do, that's why we asked you this, is to prepare them for the bottom. We don't know what the bottom's going to be, but we think this is going to be the bottom. In a rebuild, you have to hit the bottom and then start building yourself up. So we're just saying brace yourself for maybe not so great a season. So, Jason, we're going to follow this poll up because it was so lopsided with, is there a better chance that the Packers win 8 games? We were going to say, or 2. Maybe we should go with 3. And you don't have to answer it, but we're just trying to brace them for, like, you're not going 13-4. You're not making the playoffs. That is fine. Let's start going in the right direction here.
Yeah, I'll answer it just because apparently it'll get people mad at you guys, which is perfect. So it's also important to remember, look how good Aaron Rodgers turned out to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were 13-3 and were a Brett Favre interception away from the Bowl the year before Rodgers took over. They had a complete quagmire of a transfer of power at the quarterback position, which is still possible this time around, by the way. And they went 6-10. They went 1-7 in games decided by one score. There's the possibility that they won't suck that badly and their record will still suck. So, again, I agree with you. It's great that you're trying to, some might say, inoculate or immunize fans so they're prepared for the disappointment that could be around the corner. That doesn't mean that it'll stay that way. Look, Jordan Love's going to get 2 years. They're going to give him the 5th-year option. He's going to have 23 and 24 to show that he's worth a damn. And if he does, great. And if he doesn't, then we will start the process of, all right, who's the next quarterback? And shortly thereafter, possibly, who's the next coach and who's the next GM? We are on the precipice of uncertainty. That is where we are. None of us knows for sure. But if you have been around the league as a writer, as a player, as a both local and national radio host like Gabe, you understand the machinations of a team in rebuilding mode. And that's what they are, whether you like it or not. And so I think, we like to, anytime somebody actually mentions that they did something, Tausch sarcastically likes to tell them, thank you for your service. So for you guys, thank you for your service. We're trying to let you know that this is what the Packers could be up against. And look, again, none of us, you guys know I don't root for the team, but I think about all these other writers who have spent their careers covering teams that, I think of Joe Thomas, who never went to the playoffs in a first ballot Hall of Fame career. He played 10-plus years in the league. Like the Jets, who are trying to acquire Aaron Rodgers. We talk around here about how, God, they haven't won a Super Bowl since 2010. The Jets haven't been to the flippin' playoffs since 2010. Same distance between Packers Super Bowl title and Jets playoff berth. So I do think that there is a portion of the fan base, and I get in trouble every time I say this, that they need to hear the be careful what you wish for line, because they're just so eager to run Rodgers out of town on a rail. And I'm not saying that it's not the right decision at this point. It seems like they've got irreconcilable differences, and it's time to move on for both parties. But Jordan Love is most likely going to fall somewhere between not being perfect at all and being maybe go to a Pro Bowl at some point in his career quarterback. So just be prepared for what this is going to look like, and that includes having your over-under for wins set at 5.5. And if you want to bet the over, look, I'll say this, and I know I'm rambling, so I'll stop. But I went into the 2019 season saying that I believe with this roster and with Rodgers, you want to say rejuvenated after the way things went with McCarthy at the end, I predicted that they would go to the playoffs. I predicted that Matt LaFleur would be the first coach in Packers history to go to the playoffs. I'm not saying that to pat myself on the back. My point is that I think we call them like we see them around here. And did I see them going 13-3 and reaching the NFC Championship game? Hell no. But that's what I expected, was them to be a playoff team in LaFleur's first year. What I am expecting from 2023 are a lot of growing pains and a lot of losses. And if you want somebody to paint sunshine, rainbows, puppy dogs, and ice cream for you for the upcoming season, I'm sure that there is someone in the blogosphere who's going to tell you that they're going to go 14-3 and Jordan Love is going to throw for 6,000 yards. That's just not what we're going to do here.
No. Jason, does yesterday's Jets trade tell us anything?
It tells us that Elijah Moore won't be part of any trade to send him to the Packers. And I think it tells you that maybe they're marshaling some resources to get creative on putting together a package that Goody will remove his dug-in heels from the sandy beaches of Lake Michigan up here and maybe accept the trade that doesn't include a first-round pick. Yes. Now, again, I don't, you got to clear space in that wide receiver room, because you're bringing in, you already got Lazard. You're going to be bringing in Randall Cobb soon. I mean, who knows? Jake Kumaro could be next. So I don't know if it moves the needle a ton or moves the needle as much as those of us that would like to see this resolved sooner rather than later. I don't know if it does that much. But certainly that's a breadcrumb that I certainly would follow into thinking, okay, this is at least a step toward maybe this getting resolved in the stalemate ending.
Jason, can you change a flat tire?
Absolutely not. I have AAA.
All right. Okay.
Wait a minute. I know we're killing Ben Brust for this.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
Especially, and look, not all of us have the experience of having our vehicle stolen 3 times, thankfully.
Well, hold on that follow. Hold down that thought for a second, Jason. Then you can. I'll follow up on that in a second.
But I would just say this: there are people that are professional at doing that, and I'm not so terrified about doing it wrong as I am of getting run over on the side of the road. So I know Ben was changing the tire ensconced in the safety of what looked like a parking garage. I might give it a whirl under those circumstances, but if I'm on like the side of the road on I-94, no, thank you. I don't want to risk it.
All right. So since you brought it up, Jason, I'll ask this follow-up. If your car was stolen 3 times, would you appear on a local news station to talk about it?
Absolutely. And I'd be wearing my Rot Hot.
Yes, you choked.
Starter to get some free advertising out of the deal.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Ashton did one of those things and then choked on the other. Like
It's not fair to say that I choked on it. I didn't have enough time to go gather my materials
That's not true.
to do that.
You said you had 2.5 hours.
I have a job. I got to do stuff.
No, you don't.
It's not, whatever stuff you had to do wasn't as important as putting on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy hoodie, the Rots Hots hat, and becoming a walking billboard on local news.
It's hard to argue that. I will be honest. However, no.
Aren't you in some? You got some highfalutin title now.
Yes, executive.
Yeah, but Brian's
Jason.
gone this week. Brian is the assistant program director. I'm the executive producer, so I got to kind of assume some of his day-to-day roles. Not really. I haven't really done anything extra, for being honest, between you and me.
Hey, you're a boss. You could have said, hey, I got to leave for a little while. I'll be back. You go get your Jen, Gabe, and Chewy sweatshirt. You get your Rot. Is it one of those hats like that guy that makes the foam hats at Lambeau Field? Like there's the one guy he's made like the fence painter, and it's like big wide. Like is your Rot Tots hat like a hot dog?
That's a good idea, though. It's not, but that's a good idea.
I would think as an executive, you could tell an intern, hey, I got a flat here. Hook me up.
We did have interns in the building yesterday.
Right?
You would think.
Be careful with it. You can't be forcing them to do things. There's
It's not forcing. It was more helping. Let's call it that.
Well, it's been nice having you as the executive producer. I look forward to your new role when you've been demoted.
Thank you.
Jason, we appreciate the time. Look forward to Wilde and Tausch today with the cousin sub of the day, Brad Nortman, and we will talk to you again tomorrow.
Yeah, we've really upgraded the subs throughout the week since Monday and Tuesday.
I would firmly agree, especially your cousin sub tomorrow. I'm really excited for tomorrow, Jason.
Just a promo, since people that own hot dog trucks fail to do so when they're on television. Gabe was awesome on Monday and Tuesday. We had Brian Balaga, Iowa, as a cousin sub yesterday. We got Brad Nortman today. And tomorrow we have soon-to-be Pro Football Hall of Famer Joe Thomas as our cousin.
Nice.
Talk to you tomorrow,
guys,
Jason.
take care. All right, boys.
Jason Wilde joins us 3 times a week here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Always love talking with Jason every time he joins us, whether it's about Ashton, whether it's about the Green Bay Packers. You've probably heard about employee stock ownership plans before, but what separates Fifth Third Bank from others when it comes to these plans? Fifth Third offers unmatched expertise and flexibility when it comes to creating ESOP solutions. From full and partial sales, second stage transactions, repurchase obligation financing, and seller note refinancing, ESOPs can offer tax advantages, increased liquidity, employee incentives, and overall diversification of net worth, all to help your company plan for the future. Fifth Third Bank has the reach of a big national bank, but also has boots on the ground locally here in Milwaukee, so they can help you with all those resources as well. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
An accident now on 94 eastbound, right about at the stadium interchange off on the right shoulder. So just be careful with that. We got big delays coming out of the zoo interchange all the way to that point. We've also got some delays along 41 northbound from Blue Mound Road up past Swan Boulevard. Southbound 43 really kind of hitting the brakes from Bender Road down to Hampton Avenue. And then 4394 northbound slow from Howard Avenue all the way up past the KK River right around just south of Lincoln. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, morning rain and snow showers, cloudy with a high of 41. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low of 30. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lahaziga on 94.5 ESPN.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, sponsored by Ridgetop Exteriors on 94.5 ESPN.
We believe the best things take time. You have your obsessions. Ours is crafting the best slow-smoked barbecue in the state, crafted only from humanely raised meats, dry rubbed, slowly smoked, and sauced by you. Add Smoke Shack to the top of your list the next time your hunger is trying to throw you off your game. Dine in, order takeout, or consider Smoke Shack to do the cooking for your next backyard barbecue celebration. Check us out in the historic 3rd Ward on Milwaukee Street or at smokeshack.com.
Next time you're craving a pizza that you just cannot ignore, head to Proof Pizza at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. Yeah, that's right. You probably didn't even know that St. Kate the Arts Hotel had a pizza place right in the lobby. But as you walk through, scents you can't ignore. Proof specializes in fast, casual, Neapolitan-style pizza, along with a selection of delicious appetizers and salads. Try a classic pizza like a pepperoni or a margarita, or you can experiment with more unique creations like the artichoke and chicken pizza or the Genoa pizza. Better yet, try the rotating pizza of the month option. Order at the counter of Proof or directly from the bar at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. You can explore the menu of Proof Pizza and learn more at Proof Pizza MKE, proofpizzamke.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Thinking about gas mileage? You know, changing your oil with a full synthetic oil like Mobil 1 can help your engine get more miles. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP extended life oil filter for only $38.99. Get started on your next job today with the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Why have over 2 million people trusted their bath remodels to Bathfitter? When a normal day is anything but normal, we fit your schedule with our unique tub-over-tub process installed in just a day with no demolition. When high quality is the only quality that matters, we fit your standards. We've been remodeling baths for over 35 years, and every bath we install comes with a lifetime warranty. Get the bath you want in a day with quality that lasts a lifetime. Bathfitter, it just fits. Visit bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Bundling and saving with Geico is an easy choice, so you're free to ponder life's big questions, like, what's the best animal in the world if not humans? I'd strongly consider ducks to be somewhere up there on the list. Think about it. Ducks can swim, ducks can fly, and ducks can walk on land. They have access to all terrains. They are the ultimate animal. And they wiggle their butts when they walk, which is funny. Yeah, ducks are awesome. End of story. Bundling and saving with Geico. It's an easy choice.
I can't believe tax season is here already. Look at all this info I have to enter.
Phil's small accounting firm is growing in numbers.
Why didn't I take that typing class in high school?
A data entry specialist could really help him in a crunch.
I got blisters on my fingers!
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed, you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I'm going to go with the corn dog, the old corn dog, the corn dog for the
Pierogies
birthday.
and borscht all day long.
That's just crazy. Nobody likes borscht,
Oh,
let alone
God,
on their
it's
birthday.
so good. It's the only thing that makes my mouth water, other than my wife.
On 94.5 ESPN.
By a jumbo jet. It wasn't easy. But not
So if we decided 3 wins, what's more likely, 3 wins or 8 wins? Is that what we decided?
Yeah,
to go with?
I did put that on the poll. What's
Okay.
more likely? I am genuinely curious at the reaction we're going to get.
Well, you could say with the 81% yesterday that we failed. I'd take that as a failure. Right? Because you want it 60-40 when you have a poll.
Not necessarily. Sometimes you just.
I don't think you want lopsided polls.
Sometimes you're genuinely curious as to what the response is going to be. But when you're setting, at least Vegas is, when Vegas sets an over-under line, they're trying to get as close to 50% on each side of the line in terms of the bets they receive.
No, like I got in an argument with my buddy yesterday who's a toad. He's one of those toads but doesn't know he's a toad. Total toad. And he was yelling at me. How dare you? 5.5. I'm like, what do you have for wins? 6? I'm like, and you're getting that worked up.
You're in the same ballpark.
Yes. So, yeah, we failed there. Well, Ashton failed.
Jason failed.
I
It was
failed.
Jason's number.
No, it's fine. I'll take it. Chewy wants to blame me.
I don't think Jason minds.
No. he doesn't
Like 10 years ago, that with a bother.
What?
It would have bothered him 10 years ago. Now it does not.
Thank you.
I want him to try it again.
I was rushing to get my meal.
Just about to say, just take your drink of water over there and leave the conversation
much
for the
better.
adults. There we go. What offseason grade would you give the Packers?
Based on all the circumstances?
Yeah.
Well, you really can't grade it until you see what the compensation is for Rodgers.
Okay.
If they get those 2 seconds,
Yep.
I'm going to grade them dumping guys, not really signing anyone because they can't.
They can't.
If they get those 2 second-round picks, I'll give them a B.
Yeah. I think
I'll
they're
give 'em a
trending.
B.
I think they're trending to a B. Now, I'm not upset that they're not signing anyone because I would rather have them get in a healthy salary cap spot for 2024 and really begin this thing in earnest. Yeah, you've got some guys that are growing in 2023, but begin this thing in earnest in 24. Maybe you can get healthy in the salary cap, spend a little bit of money, infuse the roster with a little more talent.
You know what? I'm going to move that B back, though.
Because of Bakhtiari?
Yes.
That
B minus C plus. I
That's-
don't understand that because people have to realize that, look, hopefully Goody figures this thing out, his plan works. Aaron Jones isn't going to be there, so now you have to replace him, right? And it's a little easier to replace a running back.
Well, but
you
also
have to
A.J.
start-
Dillon's going to be a free agent as well. This is the last year of A.J. Dillon's deal.
Do you think A.J. Dillon can carry the load? I don't think he can. Based
he is-
upon what we've seen so far, he is a backup running back.
He has not shown that he can in 3
No.
seasons.
Who else won't be here? I mean, Rashad Gary's going to be here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He might not play until halfway through the season, which I don't blame him.
They're going to find a way to sign him. I 100% agree there.
But your core will be here. Kenny Clark will be here. Jair will be here. Middle linebacker, maybe here.
Yeah. I mean, my guess is he won't be because you've got Quay. Like, if Quay continues to grow, you've got him at the inside linebacker spot. It seems that the deal that he signed was the more or less a 2-year deal, and you can get out of the 3rd year.
I really think that Quay will be. This might be bold.
Okay.
A defensive MVP. That's how much I like that guy. Just like him. He's only going to get better. Now, if he gets the head figured out and
Sure.
like, hey, psycho, tone it down a little bit, okay? You can still be a psycho without being a psycho.
Yeah, having two instances on the sidelines, one in which got him ejected, it's bad look. Bad look. Not great.
Yeah, it's a horrible look. Hopefully he learned, but some guys are snappy snap. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Some guys are snappy snap, and the rule you just have to realize it was always like, dude, if you get punched, you can't retaliate because you're always going to get caught.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you get cheap shotted or punched, you log it. Log it. The game's a long game, and you will have a chance. I got cheap shotted so bad by Braxton in Super Bowl 32, which is fine. But it was a chicken you-know-what move on his part. Had my back turned. The ball wasn't coming to me. Next thing I know, I'm eating grass. I'm like, all right, MFer. You know, I'll get you.
Yeah.
So I didn't get him, but I got his buddy. Crockett, I got his buddy. I lit him up like a Christmas tree, and I said, hey, go thank your safety for that one. And I'm not done. That's what he's got to learn. You know, and it's hard because if you get cheap shotted or whatever, your natural reaction is to respond. But you got to be smart.
So Devondre Campbell, at least as currently constructed, probably going to be here in 24 as well.
Which is okay, and then you make a decision on whether you want to keep him at a reduced amount.
Yeah, so his dead cap next year is 11.6. His cap hit is 14.4.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna have to bite the bullet. Yeah, you're just have to start biting the bullet on some of these things.
You got to stop pushing everything, everything future, pushing everything the future.
And I think they still had to do that a little bit this year, just to get money in order to function as a franchise this year.
Yeah.
And maybe next year you start to clean that up. But that's where I don't understand. You didn't have to do that, I don't think, necessarily with Bakhtiari.
I wonder how long it took the Bears to get out of the soup.
Yeah, it might be a
to
good
the
project.
point where
I'll look
they
into
had,
that.
or to where they had $100 million in cap space, and I think they got their quarterback they want for the future.
They did, but last year, around that quarterback, they barely fielded an NFL franchise.
You know what? Welcome to reality, because we're kind of going to be facing the same thing in Green Bay, right? Which is okay. That's the thing that just bothers me. We're doing, and Jason alluded to it. We're doing it with our brain, you know.
Well,
I mean,
again,
we love the Packers, but we're realists here.
And I think that's best. And the reason why I wanted to ask you that offseason grade, because, yeah, if I think they're going to win 5 games next year, but still give them an offseason grade of a B this year, obviously I think that they're going in the right direction.
Yes.
Yet that things are trending.
Yes.
Like, there's a lot of mess that needs to be cleaned up salary cap-wise because of some of the things that they did. And it's going to take a little bit of time to kind of clean that up.
This is going to be interesting because we're going to see, and we all think that Goody's more Ted Thompson than he is Ron, and he was here under Ron. Goody was an intern when I was done playing. If Ron had this team, he would be like, all right, what is, I'm not sure what it is now, but when are guys' contracts fully, not contracts, but year contract fully guaranteed if they're signed on the roster the first day?
Oh, the veteran, because there's a veteran. I can't remember how many years you have to be in the league that once
to
you're...
get that.
Yeah.
So what you're doing is you're rifling through young guys, right? That's where you start with. That's where Ron started with, and that's why I crap my pants a bunch of times because I was a young guy, special teams player. I'm like, am I getting cut today? Because guaranteed after 2 losses or 1 loss or a bad loss, there's 2 guys going out the door. And it was easier back then because you cut them and you don't owe them any more money. That's why you got to do it with young guys, but that's where you build your base. You know, you get guys that want to play special teams. You're here to play special teams, okay? You're playing special teams for 2 years, and then we'll look at you as a potential defense or offensive player. That's how I would build it.
Yeah.
You know? Young guys.
And that
we're
can be
going to win
exciting.
6 games? All right, you're not all in, you're out. Next guy. Oh, you're not all in. Wow, this guy, Busty, he's not real athletic. We think we can get him there. Let's keep him. That's how you do it. That's how they got to do it.
Can you change a tire? It's a simple question. Yes or no? There's a teammate here at Good Karma Brands who really struggled with this. We dive into that coming up next. But you've seen those high used car prices all over town, but you're not going to see those at Ewald Automotive because right now everything is marked down for 4 days only during their inventory reduction event. You can get financing as low as 3.9%, make no payments until summer, and get the max amount for your vehicle. It's where I go. Anytime I need to have my car serviced, it's where I go when I need that new vehicle. It's where I've gone ever since I've gotten to Milwaukee because at Ewald, they make it easy. But you don't want to wait on these used car prices because these cars are on a first-come, first-served basis. Hundreds to choose from, 4 days only. It's the Ewald Automotive Inventory Reduction Event. Go to ewaldauto.com to start looking today.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN. Aaron Rodgers has decided to play another season, but where will it be?
At this point, as I sit here, I think since Friday, I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
The watch never stops.
Always going to have love for that organization. But the facts are right now, they want to move on.
Oh, my God, it's right there. See it.
And now so do I.
Here on 94.5 ESPN.
Get ready. Opening week is here. Brewers baseball returns April 3rd with a star-studded battle versus the Mets. The action continues with the showdown versus the Cardinals starting April 7th, featuring a buy-one-get-one beer offer for National Beer Day. Plus, collect a limited edition Giannis Brewers basketball jersey on April 8th. Don't miss the return of Brewers baseball. Get your opening week seats at brewers.com/tickets.
Take your first shot at hoops with FanDuel Sportsbook. Sign up today by going to FanDuel.com/play and make every moment more with FanDuel.
21 plus in select states. First online real money wager only. $10 deposit required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Tennessee, and Virginia. 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona. 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana. 1-800-522-4700 or visit KESGamblingHelp.com in Kansas. 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 in New York. 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia.
Basketball and Guinness, 2 reasons this is the best month of the year. Enjoy both together while watching your favorite team make a title run. Settle into the world of Guinness, over 260 years in the making. Enjoy a pint and the games at Kelly's Bleachers Wind Lake, a sports and entertainment complex featuring local, regional, and national live music, along with 3 indoor and outdoor sand volleyball courts. Also enjoy Guinness at Nomad Sport Club, Hooligans, Mecca, Stenny's, and Red Zone.
When it's time for an adventure on the open highway, one quick call to American Family Insurance gets you headed in the right direction. Our travel peace of mind package is there if you encounter a bump in the road. From roadside assistance to rental car coverage, we have you covered. Find a local agent or get a quote at amfam.com.
American Family Insurance.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
363.
What's that?
The number of yards they gave up on the ground against the Philadelphia
It's a Bible
Eagles.
verse, John 3:63. Look it up. Tell us what it
I
says.
thought it was Joe 363, and it was "Thou shalt not get past me on the line of scrimmage."
On 94.5 ESPN.
To say,
Changing a tire is a basic skill to survival, is it not?
Used to be.
And I will say this, because I got 2 flat tires in this garage when we first moved in 6 months ago. And that's when I found out I don't have a spare tire in my Jeep, because typically in Jeeps, when you have, it has all-wheel drive capabilities, right? And typically when you get 1 flat tire, you're going to end up replacing all the tires. Now, my car was still so new, I could just get the 1 tire and replace it. But I had a Buick, man. I had this Buick that I had the worst luck in. I changed that tire. I want to say I had flats 3 different times that I had to change. the last time, the most memorable of what I can think. I was doing the roundtable with Dennis Krause over at Spectrum, and it was downpouring. Rain is just coming down. And it was right about this time of year. So there are a bunch of potholes in the roads. This pothole, I swear to God, it went halfway to the core of the earth. Like, I think my car almost got sucked into it, but it was raining, and so your visibility's down. So it just looks like a little puddle, and then you go down and you go, oh, God, that's not good. My car starts going, starts going crazy, and then I had to change a flat tire in the middle of a downpouring rain while I was wearing a suit that I just wore on TV. But Ben Brust, I shouldn't be shocked by this, but the way he struggled it's on social media. If you follow the Scalzo and Brust Twitter handle, I think Ashton's going to retweet it from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I did reply to it yesterday also saying Tool 0, Tire 1.
Like, I am just flummoxed.
There's a video of him changing the tire?
Yeah.
Yes. I would play it. It's not great for radio purposes, but Chewy, Will's text it to you. You have to go watch this video. It's like 2 minutes long of him trying to diagnose the tire being flat, trying to figure out how to change the tire, how to get the tire off the back of a Jeep. It's embarrassing.
The diagnosis should have been pretty simple. That thing was flat.
What couldn't he do? Figure out where to put the jack?
So he really struggled with the tire iron and getting the lug nuts off.
Why?
Really struggled with that.
Because he's weak?
I know, like the
Mr.
dude,
Extension Boy is not strong enough to take the lug nuts off a car.
The
Have him
dude
call
has
my
a-
wife; she'll do it next time.
dude-
Angie had to learn how to change a tire before she could get her license.
Oh, I 100%
and the same with
believe
all our
that.
kids.
Yeah.
See, now Chewy, this is the thing that I want to bring up because Chewy, now Angie comes from an auto body family, correct? And you also just have that, like, you have to learn how to do this. Gabe, same thing. This is a skill that you learn from a young age. You have to be able to do certain things before you can actually be on your own with a license. My family, 80-something years, had a tire and wheel business.
Yeah, sure.
And the south side of Chicago. We call it the Rotman School of Driving and School of Cars, essentially. That's like our internal thing. Every single person has to be able to change a tire. I have 3 younger cousins than me. One of them currently has a license. I'm going to text him right now to see if he can change a tire because I did not teach him that. But I was taught, my brother was taught, all my uncles and aunts and my dad and everyone was taught you have to be able to change a tire before you can drive a car.
Do you know how to plug a tire?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so do I.
There are some like very basic things that if you don't know how to do this, you're not free to drive in this household.
My dad taught me how to change the oil in a car, but I feel like that's a skill.
I think that's a good one to have, though. I wish I could do that.
It's a skill that unless you have your own house, like I don't have a garage. Like I'm not going to change the oil out on the street in River West out in front of my house, right?
It's
like
kinda
it's
funny to
just,
see.
plus, I mean, getting rid of the oil, it just seems like it's just easier to go get the oil changed at a different place at this point. But that was something that I knew that my dad taught me how to do when I was in high school. I feel, again, that's a skill that unless you have your own vehicle, and you have to want to do it because it's a tedious process.
What did he teach you to do with the oil plug?
With the oil, oh God, now I got to think. This is...
Ashy, do you know?
I don't know how to change oil.
Just let it drop in the pan.
Okay.
If you put it somewhere, you're going to forget where you put it. You just let it go right in the pan.
Right in the pan.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is...
He should be embarrassed by this.
But he's not going to be because the guy is Teflon. He's not embarrassed by anything.
Is the embarrassment that he's weak, or is the embarrassment he just doesn't know how to do it?
It's very obvious he doesn't know what's going on.
I got to watch this. I want to see how he tightened the lug nuts.
I'm trying. Oh, he barely could. I'm trying to figure out.
No. There's you don't tighten your lug nuts. The next one, you got to dance them.
Yep.
Yeah, he did not do that.
In his defense, he's dumb though.
So now here,
that is a defense, right?
I do want to put a poll up here. I want to put a poll up here around this video.
Okay.
Is the poll that should Ben be embarrassed for not being able to do this by himself because he needed help? Should he be embarrassed?
Shout out to David Dillinger.
Shout out.
And David, is David just like the guardian angel of Good Karma Brands Milwaukee? Because when we, a couple of months ago, wanted a tape measure, guess who showed up with a tape measure? David Dillinger.
That's such a great name. Yeah.
The guardian angel?
Ben needs some help changing his girlfriend's tire. There's David Dillinger doing it for him. Like,
go to the bullpen. Get Dillinger in here.
Dude's the guardian angel who just has everything ready to go. What's his title? Is he like the director of facilities?
Jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades, a.k.a. I think director of facilities,
Yes.
a.k.a. if we need something, he's got it. for
Jack
us.
of all trades. That's what we need to put on David's business card.
Or tombstone.
Well,
I'm just saying. That's something
Man,
I
well,
would
he
want.
makes, he's Jack of all trades. He makes tombstones.
What would you want on your tombstone?
Oh, God.
All right, let's discuss this.
My shroud of hot dogs.
What do you want on your tombstone? In 2 minutes, I guess?
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Definitely got some backups right now. Eastbound 94, right in the stadium, we've got an accident off on the right shoulder. Right now from the zoo to downtown, it'll be about an 18-minute ride. That's an extra 11 to your normal ride. We've got some backups heading out of the zoo interchange on northbound 41. Just basically heavy all the way up past Swan Boulevard. From the zoo to Highway Q up to an 18-minute ride there. It's an extra 4. Southbound 43, Brown Deer Road to the Marquette. You're looking at a 21-minute ride, an extra 10. Those delays kick in right at Brown Deer Road, head all the way past Hampton Avenue. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, morning rain and snow showers, cloudy with a high of 41. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low of 30. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-511-3535. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-511-3535. 800-511-3535.
Football Guy.
Are you cutting me out of the show and talking to Jesse and ignoring me?
Football Guy.
We're going to take calls. You're not a fan. This is a fan-related question. This is
going to be optimistic about the team without cheering for the team.
Coming at it from different views.
Go ahead. You guys have a segment. Go right ahead.
What do you got, Jesse?
Hey, Tausch.
Oh, how nice of you to give him airtime.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN. And available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Hey, it's Greg Scalzo and Ben Bruss.
Catch us Monday through Friday, 4 to 6.
Right here on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Caesar wants you to set the under-over in wins and losses, or actually wins, for this upcoming season. What is it?
Now, this is a good question that I'm excited to feel. 5.5.
Can I ask you a question? Do you know if the hotel's pager friendly?
What do you mean?
I'm not getting a SIG on my beeper.
I'm not sure.
Is there a payphone bank? Bunch of payphones? Business?
There's a phone in your room.
That'll work.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Do you actually think, Julius Caesar is in there? He's the one setting all the lines inside Caesar's sportsbook? That's how this happens?
Caesar's ghost. Yes.
Can I ask you another question?
Sure.
You probably get this a lot. This isn't the real Caesar's Palace, is it?
What do you mean?
Did Caesar live here?
No.
I didn't think so.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
As can happen from time to time on this show.
Off the rails.
But I enjoy it. What do you want on your tombstone? And no, this is not a pizza commercial.
I know what I want on mine.
This started because Chewy decided...
Give your second chance, don't worry.
Because you killed off a teammate here at Good Karma Brands.
I'm just suggesting what
Fine guy by the name of David Dillinger, who works here again. He helped us out on this show when we needed a tape measure when Jen and Ashton wanted to know how tall they were, and they each lost respective inches on their heights. But Ashton called him the jack of all trades, and you said that's what he should have on his tombstone. So you decided to kill him, and maybe at this point it's me, because Wilde killed off Tausch earlier this week when I was on that show. There was a pre-recorded live read that Tausch had for like Coors Light or something. And Jason set it up by going, Tausch is going to speak to us from the great beyond. Like, why? Why did you kill off Tausch? You're killing off David Dillinger. Jen kills off different people every other week. Ashton prematurely calls people dead.
A lot.
Well, Jen's is easy.
Okay,
on her tombstone? Huh?
What would it be?
Sorry, officer. Everyone knows what mine would be, Ashy.
Chewy was right? Holy Chewy was
He was
right.
so happy to do that.
Ashy's is what?
The Mike Trout of hot dogs.
Mike Trout of hot dogs. Ben's would be 2 + 2 = 9. Scalzo would be, look at my flow, bro. He does have good hair, though.
What's Gabe's?
Gabe's would be...
Man's best friend.
So lame.
I want that on my tombstone.
You just got yours already.
I want 2. Gabe's such a nice guy, though.
Yeah, man's best friend.
I was just going to say, nice guy.
Homer's would be, can you read me the dollar menu? I'm old.
It'd be something about haggling.
Yes. Who are we leaving out? Tausch? Tausch should be a tough one. Although Tausch has a tagline. What does he say? He's got a couple of them. I can't.
He does.
Doesn't
Well,
come
I
to
mean,
mind.
Jason just let us know that he likes to sarcastically thank people for their service.
No, Jason's would be...
Take care, be good.
No, that's not it.
That's what he says at the end
No,
of the
it's not. It's different.
That's what he says.
No, it doesn't. It's not take care, be good.
Yes, it is.
Exactly what he says.
I don't think it is.
He says that at the end
No,
of every...
it's not take care, be good. It's different.
No, it's not. It's take care, be good.
I don't think so.
You know...
That doesn't sound right. I don't think it does.
The similarities of
second.
working with you and Homer, for me personally, are wild. Because I had this exact conversation with Homer probably, 7 years ago at this point. That Jason says, take care, be good. No, it's not take care, be good. No, it's take
I
care,
don't
be
think
good.
it is. I don't think it is.
It's take care, be good. You're going to have to trust
Is
me
there
on this
proof?
one.
He's looking.
I cut him off today when he tried to say it. So Jason ducked out early. You're not going to find
All
it
right,
in
guys,
today's.
take care, be good.
All right, I'm wrong.
All right, guys, take care, be good.
You're right. That
All right,
would
guys,
be
take
Jason.
care, be good.
But Tausch has one too.
I mean, he calls everybody Smitty.
No, it's like 3 words. I don't know. It'll come to me like next week. I'll remember.
Can't wait for that moment. You're going to be down in Punta Cana. And
The
just
most people
going,
have.
"Ooh,
The most people have something on their tombstone. Or no?
I don't think so. I don't think that's a. I really feel like that was a thing. That's a thing of the past, where now it's just you have your name and the date you were born,
The date you died.
I feel that's what's on most tombstones at this point.
Okay, we got to
But-
work on yours though.
I'm trying to think of if I should ask this question. If this question is in poor
Ask it.
taste.
Ask it. Doesn't matter now. Ask it. Too late.
Are more people getting cremated nowadays?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like I feel like
I love this show.
going to
No, much more people.
It's been a year or so, year and a half maybe since I've been to a funeral. But I feel like more people are getting cremated because a lot of times there's you go to the cemetery, and you watch the casket be dropped into the ground right by the headstone. But I feel like more people are getting cremated, therefore eliminating the need for tombstones and headstones.
Well, I believe the Catholic Church is okay with it now where they weren't years ago.
Sure.
But I'm old school, but I've always told you my biggest fear is being buried alive.
Yes.
So now it's kind of, I'm like, do I? But I'm still old school Catholic. I don't think I do, but.
If I may interject here, Gabe, now I'm going to also be in poor taste to ask a question. If you're afraid of being buried alive, the other option then in this sense would be.
Burned alive.
So, yeah, you're right.
But at least you're gone.
Yeah, well, that's a good point.
Am I right?
I mean, if you're gone.
No, I think I'd.
I don't like this question. It's a bad question.
No, it's a very good question. So, are you guys leaning towards cremation?
Yes.
100%.
Where are you going to get it sprinkled?
See, this is part of the reason why I think it's a worthwhile endeavor is you can go to different places. I don't know, I'll have it sprinkled in a baseball field or something somewhere.
Do you know how many people, that's so awesome, sprinkle their ashes in Lambeau? Have you ever heard of that? People sneaking ashes in and dumping in the sea?
That wouldn't be shocking at all.
That's not shocking.
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Again, you're not going to be able to, sneak in and earn, but a little, again, especially in the winter when everybody's just packed. You've got coats that are going out there. You look like the kid from Christmas Story. You can barely put your arms down. You got so many layers. You can sneak a little something in there. Be able to early enough in the game. You walk down, pretend like you're taking a picture of Lambeau, and
just drop a little down there.
Where are you going? The con?
I don't know. I haven't. I think I want to be cremated. I don't know where I would want to have my ashes spread. Haven't gotten that far. But so my grandfather was cremated, and he is a big reason why I play as much golf and love golf the way I do. And we sprinkled his ashes on the 5th hole at the golf course in Horicon. So anytime I play that golf course. And so anytime I play that golf course on the 5th hole, I always think of him. But shortly after we sprinkled his ashes there, I was playing around with my uncle, his son. And we're about 200 yards out, and for my uncle, it's a 3-wood. And he's like, I'm like, hey, Uncle Jeff, you can hit it that far. Don't hit it that far. You're like, there are people on the green. You don't need to hit it. I can't hit it that far. So he decides to hit the shot. And he does hit it that far. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, holy crap.
Drained it.
Rolled in the hole.
Wow.
Everybody in the green's going nuts because he just made eagle from 200 yards out. So his son, shortly after we had sprinkled my grandfather's ashes, made an eagle on that hole. And I think about that every time I'm on that hole.
That's pretty cool.
Can I tell a funny story as well about cremated ashes?
Yeah.
I think it's funny. So my dad passed away about 5 years ago, cremated. We went to a bunch of different places to spread his ashes. One thing that my mom did, and this was a great idea, I thought, and this was, I don't know if this is, other people would do this, if it's common, she had plants and put some of the ashes in the plants. Do I look like someone that can take care of plants?
No.
No, I sure can't. And within a week, that plant, not alive anymore. That plant did not last. It was just such a terrible idea. Everyone else, these plants are growing, there's trees.
Yeah, but your dad not like plants?
I don't know. I mean,
I would say no.
He didn't dislike
kill the plant.
I mean, everyone else's plants are still alive because they watered them. Me, after one day, I was like, oh, am I supposed to water this today or tomorrow? And I'm just not a plants guy.
You don't have the green thumb.
No, I don't. I mean, they're just stubby. They're not green.
Oh, man. How did we get here?
David Dillinger.
Good call. David Dillinger.
Let's blame him.
Yep.
Jack of all trades. One being that on a tombstone. That's where, man, I don't know how we get anywhere. So we do want to talk about those moves that the Jets made and how that potentially could affect the Packers. But coming up next, we do have our top 8 at 8. And on the line will be a prize pack from our friends at the Milwaukee Pretzel Company. But I do want to tell you about our friends at Ridgetop Exteriors because they provide the best quality roof siding, windows, doors, expertly installed, and at an affordable price. Should be the end of the read.
That sounds great.
We should just go to break because that's really, if you're doing an exterior project to your home, all you need to know is that there's a company out there that has the best quality roof siding, windows, doors, expertly installed, and they do it at an affordable price. However, that's not all when it comes to Ridgetop Exteriors because they have no interest and low interest financing available for those products. Plus, they consider customer service their number one goal. They strive to exceed the expectations of the homeowners they serve. So Ridgetop Exteriors provides the best quality roof siding, windows, doors, expertly installed, affordable price, no interest, low interest financing available for you, and customer service is their number one goal. Good luck finding all of that in one company in 2023, other than Ridgetop Exteriors. Get a free estimate for your next project by logging on to ridgetopexteriors.com.
Full show podcasts, interviews, and special content is available right now at WisconsinOnDemand.com. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on 94.5 ESPN.
Earlier accident through the stadium interchange has now been cleared up, but we do still have delays coming out of the zoo on 94 eastbound all the way through the stadium interchange. Northbound 41 slowing down from just about Blue Mound Road all the way to about Swan Boulevard. Southbound 43 on and off the brakes south of Brown Deer Road all the way down past Hampton Avenue. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, morning rain and snow showers, cloudy with a high of 41. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 30. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Weather is brought to you by Great Lakes Dragway. The weather outside may be frightful, but the track at Great Lakes Dragway is heating up ahead of the 2023 race season. Find season passes and race schedules at GreatLakesDragway.com.
There are fewer things better than basketball and pizza, which is why we're teaming up with Palermo's Pizza for the Palermo's Pizza Bracket Challenge. Follow along for the remainder of the tourney as 16 lucky fans are assigned teams, and to the victor go all the spoils. Even if you're not part of the Bracket Challenge, Palermo's Pizza is the best sixth man off the bench when it comes to enjoying the games. Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza.
At least twice as big
as the one you gave her
when you got engaged.
That's the definition of a big anniversary diamond.
Kessler's has lots of ways
for you to go twice as big.
We have twice as big diamonds from diamond mines.
These diamonds come from the fiery heart of Mother Earth.
And the ones that exist in the world today are all there will ever be.
Kessler's also has twice as big created diamonds.
These diamonds come from the fiery heart
of a ball of lightning, a miniature star, inside a plasma chamber.
It's a wonder to behold.
Kessler's also has twice as big flickering firelight diamonds.
These natural diamonds flicker with all the warm colors of firelight
instead of the cold colors of ice.
Flickering firelight diamonds are another wonder to behold.
And all of these twice as big diamonds are for her.
The best wonder to behold of all.
Welcome to Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you, go to Kessler'sDiamonds.com.
Hi.
Who's this?
Buzz. He appears whenever you eat Honey Nut Cheerios.
Like a genie?
Sure.
Ooh, does he grant wishes? I wish I lived in a giant boot. No, I wish I could swim with a humpback whale. No.
I can grant you a delicious bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios, which can help lower cholesterol as part of a heart-healthy diet.
Ooh, with heart shapes, too.
Happy heart-shaped Cheerios are back for a limited time. Pick up a box of Honey Nut Cheerios at your local store for an easy, delicious, and heart-healthy start to your day.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Thinking about gas mileage? You know, changing your oil with a full synthetic oil like Mobil 1 can help your engine get more miles. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP extended life oil filter for only $38.99. Get started on your next job today with the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
The top 8 at 8.
Name something that follows the word pork.
You pine.
Huh?
One category.
Name something people take with them to the beach. Turkey.
The top 8 answers.
The first thing you buy in a supermarket. Turkey.
The top 8 at 8.
A food often stuffed. Turkey.
The top 8 at 8 on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Name Popeye's favorite food.
Chicken! Oh my God!
Show me chicken!
Sponsored by Milwaukee Pretzel Company. Win a Bavarian soft pretzel lovers gift pack from the Milwaukee Pretzel Company. Shop now at MilwaukeePretzel.com.
Sweet 16 is coming up tonight. So I thought we'd go a little college basketball for the top 8 at 8 today. Again, the way this game works, I have a list of 8 things in front of me. Usually Chewy and Jen both guess, but with Jen on assignment today, it's just going to be Chewy taking some guesses at this list of 8 things. Once he gets one incorrect, we'll open it up to you, the fan, at 800-990-3776. And then whoever gets the last thing, the last one on the list of 8, you will win that prize pack, courtesy of our friends at Milwaukee Pretzel Company. And this has got to be a big time, I think, for Milwaukee Pretzel Company. We're closing in on the opening day of baseball, which means we're getting closer to spring. You get closer to grilling season. You start thinking of their pretzel buns. You start thinking about consuming some of those pretzels inside American Family Field. It's going to be, I think, a busy time for our friends at Milwaukee Pretzel Company. So as I said, Sweet 16 begins tonight across the country. So, Chewy, my question for you is, who are the 8 schools with the most Sweet 16 appearances? 8 schools, most Sweet 16 appearances, all time.
Okay, let's go with the Blue Bloods. Let's go with Duke.
Duke is tied for 4th on the list with 32 appearances in the Sweet 16.
Let's go with Kentucky.
Kentucky is number 1 with 44 Sweet 16 appearances.
Let's go with North Carolina.
Number 3 on the list with 35 Sweet 16 appearances.
Let's go with UCLA.
Number 2 on the list, including this year, they have made 36 Sweet 16 appearances.
Can you reset, please?
Kentucky 1, UCLA is 2, UNC is 3. Tied for 4th is Duke. You do not have the other school who is T4, and then you still need the bottom 3. So you've got half the list.
Okay. Let's go with... this gets a little tougher now. Did I get all the Blue Bloods, Ashy?
I think you're missing one.
Let's go with... Who's another Blue Blood that I'm missing?
All right, let's just get everybody ready while Chewy debates. 800-990-3776.
Let's go with Louisville.
Louisville is number 6.
Are they Blue Blood?
24.
I mean, like, I'm a Louisville fan, and I wouldn't consider them a Blue Blood, but they're as close as you can get without being one.
Okay.
That's not who I was thinking of.
So the other...
Oh, I know who you're thinking of. Let's go Indiana.
Indiana is number 8 on the list.
Also,
is this impressive or no?
This is very impressive.
I'm
yes.
shocked.
You only have 2 left.
Okay, now I got to kind of go at 8. Let's go Arizona.
And that's where we go off the train. Arizona, 19 Sweet 16 appearances, which would be tied for 9th.
Well,
or excuse me, tied for 10th.
That's not horrible.
Not terrible.
Tied for 10th.
No,
yeah.
that's actually good. That would have been more
All
than I
right,
would
so
have guessed.
Chewy knocked out 6. 6 of the 8 on the list. Chewy made a heck of a run, meaning it's pretty easy for you at 800-990-3776 to get the last 2 on the list. Again, we're looking for the most Sweet 16 appearances all time by schools in the men's basketball tournaments. Kentucky is 1, UCLA is 2, North Carolina is 3. Duke with 32 is tied for 4th. There's still another school, T4, that we do not have. Chewy got Louisville at 6. Do not have 7, and 8 is Indiana.
Was that the Blue Blood you were thinking of, Ashy? Indiana?
I don't think Indiana's blue blood.
I disagree. Maybe not. They were, but they lost their blue blood status.
Yeah.
They
since
certainly
Bobby Knight
were
left.
under Bobby Knight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Without a doubt. But I think you have to be able to maintain that blue blood status.
I agree.
After
you
your
can
coach
have
leaves.
dips. You can have
Sure.
retools. You can't have rebuilds.
Yeah, like UNC missed the tournament this year.
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody doesn't think they're not going to be back next year. All right, we'll see if Dave in the car, who is up first at 800-990-3776. Dave in a car, can you knock out the final 2 on our top 8 today? Dave. Dave, are you there?
Hey, Dave.
How about Kansas?
Oh, shoot,
Kansas.
I forgot it. That was it, right?
That was the blue blood I believe Ashton was
good
talking
call.
about. They are tied with Duke at 4 with 32 Sweet 16 appearances, meaning there is only one school left. Can you name it?
How about Arizona?
Chewy already guessed Arizona. It is incorrect. But we'll give you another chance.
Okay, let's go Arkansas.
Arkansas with 14 Sweet 16 appearances is not in the top 8. Appreciate it, Dave. You got close. We got one more left. See if Marquand and Greenfield can knock it out. Marquand, you are on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy in the top 8 at 8.
Hey, what about Michigan State?
Michigan State.
That's a good call.
Including this year, 21 Sweet 16 appearances. That's number 9 on the list. Just behind Indiana's 22.
They're not a blue blood.
Michigan State?
Right?
Not yet. No, I wouldn't say they are. One national championship.
No,
Well,
two.
because-
Hold two national championships. Magic Johnson.
Oh, yes, yeah, you're correct.
Right?
You're correct. But most of these Sweet 16 appearances for them have been under Izzo. Like
Yes.
obviously they were great with Magic,
Mhm.
but that was then a long time between Magic and then what Izzo is
Correct.
currently doing.
I agree.
Andy and Grafton. Andy, you are on the top 8 at 8 with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Can you get the last of our 8 teams with the most Sweet 16 appearances in the men's college basketball tournament?
I can, and it's Syracuse.
It is Syracuse, tied with Louisville with 24 appearances. Syracuse is the last team on the list. Congratulations to Andy and Grafton, who is our top 8 at 8 winner today.
Are they a blue blood? I mean, I go all the way back. I remember I went on my recruiting trip in 1987 to Syracuse. In Syracuse basketball, that was Derek Coleman.
Okay.
What a place. I mean, because it was in the Carrier Dome.
Yep.
I'm an 18-year-old kid who was in the middle of his state basketball run, and I'm going to the Carrier Dome where there's 30,000 people there just going crazy.
Huge basketball crowds.
Blue blood or no?
I kind of lean towards no, because, again, Boeheim only won the one national title. And literally the entire history of Syracuse basketball is Jim
Is Boeheim, yeah.
Played there, coached there as an assistant, coached there as the head coach, and now he's finally stepping away.
Used to love.
By the way, so Marquette at 16.
Wow, that's good.
Sweet 16.
Wisconsin?
appearances. Wisconsin 10.
Okay.
10 Sweet 16 appearances for them.
That was a good list.
Yeah. Thought we just kind of mention NCAA tournaments
I'm
again
proud of
tonight.
Chewy.
And if you want to hang out, if you are here in Milwaukee, you want to hang out maybe before those games tip off tonight, Scalzo and Brusts are going to be live from Club Paragon, Highway 100 in Greenfield. So stop by Club Paragon. And then tomorrow, Scalzo and Brusts, with me as the cousin sub, we are going to be at the Mecca Bar and Grill in the Deer District getting ready for the Sweet 16 Friday games. So make sure you check out Scalzo and Brust this afternoon. If you're planning on going out, there's a couple great places to go. Check out, maybe have a Bud Light or two with the guys in the afternoon.
It is Blammer Thursday.
Ooh.
That's too far for you, though.
Oh, I'm not going anywhere.
In spirit, though. In spirit, he will be at Club Paragon.
Yes, I will be. I love Club
If I go to
Paragon.
Club Paragon, should I have a glass of wine in honor of Chewy? And if I have a glass of wine, what glass of wine should I have?
Is it going to be dark?
I mean, I would assume it's a red.
Well, if it's dark,
Yeah.
if the sun is down, then you go with a cab.
He meant the outdoors.
Oh, okay.
What do you thought? I mean, Club Paragon?
Red or
Well, I thought you were
white
saying
or-
dark, as in you now apparently, even though you're our wine guy, identify wines as dark and light.
Well, it's based upon temperature, too. Not the wine.
Sure.
Outside.
So outside means what, like 40s
So you
today?
gotta go red.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mid-
You might
40s.
want a Zen, because Zens are nice and heavy.
Okay.
But you can get by with a cab.
I will say, when I was at Club Paragon last week for the first round of the games, 32 ounce for $5.
That's a good deal.
Pretty solid deal.
Ooh.
Pretty
You guys
solid
drink
deal.
wine or no?
Absolutely not.
I will if I make it nice. So I've got a couple of bottles of wine at home that I will save if I make a nice meal for my wife, or if we happen to go to like an Italian restaurant, I will get some wine.
Ashton, you know? Well, that's because you're young.
I'm not into wine. I haven't found a wine that I enjoy, but I think I'm just not trying hard enough.
Yeah, you can't get it out of a box, buddy.
Well, I've never had wine out of a box.
And the bottle of wine weighs 3 pounds.
Again, I'm unsure about that. I'm now unsure. I'm not confident it doesn't. I'm just unsure.
Why won't you just trust this man? He is our wine expert. He knows how much a bottle of wine is going to weigh.
Because maybe I don't understand how much a pound is.
Yeah, which is another reason why you should trust Chewy.
Yes.
All right,
Which
fine.
leads us to question your cooking skills, because measuring things when it comes to cooking is very important.
I did make carbonara last night. I forgot to bring some for you, though. It was good.
Did you eat it all?
Forgot to bring it.
Did I eat it all? No, there's leftovers. It's in my fridge.
Why, is Ben out today or something? Is that why you forgot to bring it?
He's too busy trying to change tires, so he's never going to be
Are
back.
you two still buds or no?
I mean, we're fine.
Ooh, that
it's
does
icy.
not sound like
It's icy.
buds.
That's not. That doesn't sound great. That's a bit of an icy relationship. Speaking of things that might be fine, Packers, Jets. I don't know how often they're talking, if they're talking, but the Jets did make some moves yesterday that could impact the Green Bay Packers. We'll dive into that coming up next. But first, let me tell you about our friends at Mentality, because it does not matter what age you are. Low testosterone can be an issue with any guy. That's where Mentality comes in. That's where Mentality can help you the way that they have helped me. I didn't even know I was dealing with low testosterone. I thought I was just getting more tired because I was doing a morning show versus doing the afternoon show that I did for 6.5 years. No, turns out my testosterone levels were low. I went into Mentality, got the blood panel done because they've been a partner here at ESPN Milwaukee for a few years. Hey, come in, get the blood panel, so you know what you're talking about. Cool, I'll do that. Well, within a week, they got back to me. Hey, your testosterone levels are a little bit low, and now I'm on a customized testosterone plan just for me. It's not a one-size-fits-all thing with Mentality. They want to make sure that your testosterone levels are where they should be just for you. So go to their website, lowtusa.com. Mentality allows treatment to fit into every guy's lifestyle. Learn more about Mentality and their low testosterone treatments at lowtusa.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
We are still seeing some delays eastbound 94 out of the Zoo interchange through the stadium interchange, so give yourself some extra time there. Right now, it's a 16-minute ride from the Zoo into downtown. Northbound on 41, backing up out of the Zoo up past Swan Boulevard. From the Zoo to Highway Q up to a 16-minute ride. And southbound 43, watch for the delays from about Good Hope Road down past Silver Spring. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, morning rain and snow showers, cloudy with a high of 41. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 30. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
This is ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta for St. Kate the Arts Hotel. Are you looking for the perfect restaurant for your next night out? Make Aria, the acclaimed restaurant inside St. Kate, your next dinner destination. Specializing in artisanal American cuisine, Aria features carefully prepared seasonal entrees along with a robust selection of craft cocktails, wine, and local beer. New to Aria's menu is a family-style chicken dinner available every Sunday featuring the restaurant's famous bro-stish chicken served with sides like mashed potatoes, goat cheese biscuits, and more. Learn more and make reservations at Aria at stkatearts.com.
Will they find a home? Sponsored by Geico. Susan has always wanted to live in a chateau. I like a certain je ne sais quoi. While Jake is more into the Cape Cod style home.
It's a classic look.
Compromise is tough, but these two won't have to compromise when they bundle home and car insurance with Geico. It's easy, and they could save even more. In the end, Susan and Jake found a Cape Cod style home where they will only speak French.
Bonjour, je t'aime, merci beaucoup, and cordon bleu.
You'll get better with time. Bundling without compromise at geico.com.
Wendy's 2 for $6 lets you mix and match some of our best items, like Dave Single with a 10-piece crispy nugs, medium strawberry lemonade with a spicy chicken sandwich, spicy chicken with a Dave Single with a strawberry lemonade, if you're into that. Chicken Sam, crispy nugs, strawberry lemonade, Dave's, nugs, Sam. Whew. Pick what you want at a price you want. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's 2 for $6.
For a limited time, price participation may vary at U.S. Wendy's. On the card only. Single item at regular price.
It's time for the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart, located at 16th and National in Milwaukee. National Liquor Mart is packed with deals for all your beverage needs, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily.
The Bucks led wire to wire as they dominated a shorthanded Spurs team at Fiserv Forum to avenge a loss in San Antonio last November. Final score 130-94, Milwaukee's largest margin of victory this season. Giannis led 5 Deer players in double figures with a double-double, 31 points and 14 rebounds.
Snared in by Giannis. He's racing the other way, sprinting down the court all the way to the rack, and he rams it home with a right-hand jam.
Chris Middleton and Bobby Portis each chipped in 19 points apiece as the team scored 30 or more points in all 4 quarters. The Bucks improved to an NBA best 52-20. They start a 4-game road trip Friday night in Utah against the Jazz.
This has been the Milwaukee Basketball Report on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by National Liquor Mart.
Basketball with your buds, drinking Bud Lights? Sounds like a great way to spend this college hoops weekend. Join Scalzo and Bruss as they broadcast live from Club Paragon on Thursday with Bud Light. Watch the games and enjoy Bud Light specials all day long. That's Scalzo and Bruss live from Club Paragon on Thursday between 4 and 6. Also enjoy Bud Light at Bullwinkle's, Maxwell's, and Nomad Sport Club. We'll see you there.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I mean, this world is geared towards women. Like, what do we
I
get?
am stepping away from this. Goodbye.
Like, what do we get? They get a comb that dries your hair. We get a stupid razor. I mean, what's the coolest thing we get? They get the hair dryer?
Control.
On 94.5 ESPN.
It started with a whisper, and now it's when I kissed her, and then she met my lips.
Jets made a trade yesterday, and I think it's got a lot of Packer fans excited. Because it seems to me as if there is now a clear path to potentially getting a deal done and getting it done for this year's draft, and the Packers can get the draft capital for this year. But the Jets decided yesterday they signed Mecole Hardman, former Chiefs wide receiver, to a one-year, $6.5 million deal, which made their wide receiver in Elijah Moore expendable. They decided to trade him away to the Cleveland Browns, and now the Jets have back-to-back second-round picks, the 42nd and 43rd picks. Here's Adam Schefter from NFL Live on ESPN yesterday explaining how all of this potentially impacts us here in the state of Wisconsin and the Green Bay Packers.
The Jets reached agreement with Mecole Hardman, the former Chiefs wide receiver, which enabled them to trade more later in the day, which enabled them to get more draft compensation, which puts them in a better position, of course, to go see if they could figure out a trade for Aaron Rodgers. The two sides have not been close. Both sides have been dug in on their stances, but now the Jets have an extra second-round pick that they used, obviously, as part of the Elijah Moore trade. Now, you remember last year Elijah Moore wanted out of New York? Well, he gets his wish. It comes after the season. He goes to Cleveland, and it gives the Jets a surplus of picks in the second round next month.
So the 42nd and 43rd second-round picks, when combined, and this was pointed out by Rob Domofsky yesterday on Twitter, because there is a draft chart in the NFL, and I think Jimmy Johnson was the first one who did it, and it's been updated since, but basically what it is every draft pick is assigned a certain points number. So if you're a general manager, you kind of get an idea of what picks are worth what. And the combination of the 43rd and 42nd picks, which is what the Jets have, in draft capital in the points value chart is worth the 17th overall pick. So if the Jets do not want to give up that first-round pick and they want to stay at 13, it seems obvious to me, Chew, that they just trade those two second-round picks to the Packers in exchange for Aaron Rodgers, and we all move on with our lives in 2023.
I got your back.
Okay. I don't think the Jets are thinking that. I think they're just trying to replace the pick that they're going to give up to Rodgers. I think ultimately that does happen if the Packers stand pat. Would you rather have the first-round pick or the 2 seconds?
2 seconds.
I'd rather have the 2 seconds as well. That would be a great trade if they can pull it off. My guess is the Jets are going to try and fiddle with we'll give you the one. We're not going to give you the 45th.
Yeah.
But we'll give you a conditional pick next year as long as he agrees to play. Because I think for 1 year, that's the problem with the Jets. They don't want to give up the 2 seconds if he's only going to play 1 year. Because, well, let me ask you this. Do you think he's going to pull this stuff with the Jets every single year? Where he's got to go into, who knows what next year's is. He's got to sit in the back of a Jeep for 9 days and decide if he wants to. You know what I'm saying? This isn't, I don't think it's going to go away.
No. Like, he's still going to do, am I going to retire, am I not going to retire? Like, if the Jets go to the playoffs this year and get bounced in the divisional round and play a tight game, my guess is Aaron Rodgers, the competitor, is going to go, we're building something here, I'll come back. But if they do what the Packers did this year, get up to the final week of the regular season, lose that game, maybe he retires. But yeah, the drama's not going away with Rodgers in the offseason until he actually officially retires.
No, I mean, and there's the chance of what if he gets hurt?
Yep.
And he can't play half the season, then you're stuck. So nothing is going to happen, I don't believe, until the 11th hour before the draft. It's just who is going to dig their heels in the hardest.
Which, by the way, if the Packers want those 2 seconds, just because we hit that Thursday's first round only. They could still work out a deal before the draft opens up that Friday. This, to me, opens up the window of, because previously, when the reporting that's been out there is, the Packers want that first round pick. So once the Jets pick at 13, okay, well, now this thing's going to go until June. Well, now when the Jets pick at 13, there's still the possibility on Friday that the Packers decide, those 2 second-round picks are good enough, and the Jets to finally decide to, okay, we want him in here for all of our offseason stuff. He's agreed he's going to come into our offseason stuff. Okay, we're going to trade him away on that Friday.
How much power do you think he has now?
Rodgers?
You think he can go in and say, just give him the 2 seconds. We got our first is what we want, and let's move on. Do you think he has any power?
I think they would listen to him if he said that. and they would take that into consideration. I don't know if that's going to be the be-all, end-all for the Jets.
Well, if the Jets are smart, they'd say, we'll give it Aaron, but you have to give us a commitment that you're going to be here for 2 years.
Yeah.
If not, we can't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he's capable of doing that.
No, and he's not. He can't be. I mean, if he was, and the Jets can't believe him if he says, okay, I'll play for you for 2 years.
Out. He is so pissed off right now. He wants out.
Yeah.
He wants his locker cleaned out. He just wants to be gone and start. You agree that he
100%.
is like fuming right now.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So don't you get to the point when you're fuming where you're just like, you know what, just give it up. Get me out of here, please.
Yeah. But,
which would play great for the Packers.
Oh, it'd be great for the Packers, but I don't know if the Jets are going to necessarily listen to him. I think the Jets are still fine standing pat. Again, I wonder if they start to panic.
Yeah, but they're making all these moves, Gabe. I mean, Hartman is an upgrade from Moore, right? Not only in the locker room, but I think on the field.
Yeah, speedster.
I mean, you got Lazard, Cobb sitting there waiting. I mean, they have to do the deal.
Yeah, but so do the Packers. Again, that brings us back to this whole leverage thing. Like, I am so sick of hearing, oh, the Jets have leverage. No, the Packers have leverage. No, it's the Jets. Do the Packers have leverage is Joe Flacco elite of 2023. After Joe Flacco won the Super Bowl.
He was terrible.
Yeah. Oh, is Joe Flacco elite? Is he elite? But he won a Super Bowl. Is he elite? And it ended up being a running joke that was then furthered by the Pardon My Take guys. But this is where Ian Rappaport just nails this right on the head. What he said on the Pat McAfee show on Monday is because nobody actually has leverage here, and Ian Rappaport does a great job of explaining it.
I'm trying to figure out who has leverage, and I've thought about it a lot, and I've looked at it a lot of different ways, and I'm not sure, and that's really part of the problem, because if we knew who has the leverage, this would be done. Like in free agency, if the player has the leverage, right, if the player's like, let's say, the last great player at his position, then the prices go up until someone says, I'm out, and then the player gets all the money. If the teams have a lot of different options of like, all right, I could get these 3 safeties, for instance, then the player doesn't have leverage and he needs to take the best deal that he can.
And that
right?
changes every year. That changes every year, every cycle. Yeah, got it.
Right, and like good agents, good GMs, they identify the leverage and they say, here's the leverage point, here's how I can make the best deal. I cannot figure out who has more leverage.
It's not so much leverage. They both have the leverage. It's just like...
But if they both have leverage, nobody has leverage.
I agree, but I think it all comes down... I agree. They both have leverage or they don't have leverage. It's just who wants to win more.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think the 2 second-round picks... The 2 second-round picks that they just traded for, I would have to probably say maybe the Packers win that one.
I just think it's a win-win because they're 2 second-round picks.
But this is it right here. This is like Rodgers and the Packer. Who win? Who won in this situation? Well, I don't know. You can't determine who wins until next season.
Yeah.
If Rodgers wins the Super Bowl next year and the Packers go 4 in math,
Rodgers wins.
The Rodgers wins.
Yep.
If Rodgers goes and loses in the AFC Championship game and gets blown out by the Kansas City Chiefs, well, then probably the Packers win, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But
So
nobody has leverage here, and Rappaport nailed it on the head. If anybody actually had leverage, the deal would be done because then the Packers would know. You know, if the Jets had the leverage, then the Packers went, okay, then we'll just take 1 second.
It's not win. Now it's just, well, what's fair?
Yes.
What's fair for both sides?
Correct. And I think the 2 seconds is fair. I think that's a fair compromise.
You think so?
I think that's fair. It seems fair to me. Like,
Without a condition, you're saying?
Correct.
So there's no condition on one of the second-round picks?
Just give them the 42nd, 43rd picks, and we move on with our lives. And the Packers have a first and 3 seconds.
That's where I think it winds up.
Right?
I really do. But people want it done now. There's no reason to get it done. Why get it done
Correct.
now? There's absolutely no reason.
I believe off-season stuff like officially opens in the middle of April, but it's not player stuff. Like the player off-season minicamps and mandatory minicamps and OTAs, those don't start until late May, early June. So there's some time.
Oh, there's time.
For the Jets and everybody to kind of figure this thing out.
Because once it's done, then the next drama is going to be the kid from Notre Dame, the tight end.
Mayer. Yeah, Michael Mayer.
I mean, if both of them, if the Packers love him,
yeah,
and the Jets like him, does Rodgers get in their ear enough to say, all right, here's Zeke number one?
So Justice Mosqueda, who is somebody we had on Packed Lunch when we did that after the season, and he writes and podcasts for Acme Packing Company website. Him and Tex Western, also of Acme Packing Company, had the best idea that I thought. And it seems a little pipe dreamy, but I think it would be the best case scenario for the Packers. In exchange for Aaron Rodgers, they swap
ones.
They swap ones. So now the Packers would be at 13 and the Jets would be at 15, and the Packers get the 2 seconds.
No, that'll never happen.
Seems greedy.
Never happen.
Seems greedy.
They would swap ones and give them a second-round pick. They're
Okay.
not giving them both. No, sorry. Am I right? They're not doing that.
Unless they get desperate.
No.
And that's what it seems like to me. I would love for that to happen. It's my favorite idea as a Packers fan, but it seems unlikely. 800-990-3776. We go out to Rick in Waukesha. Rick, you're on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Got a couple of things for you guys. Tell me what you think. Now, everybody's talking about the Jets want to keep that number 1 pick so they can get a left tackle in the draft to protect Aaron Rodgers' blind side.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what would happen if the Packers would say, I'll tell you what we'll do, because you guys are all saying that they're in a rebuilding mode. They're only going to win 5 or 6 games. Why don't the Packers say, hey, if that's what you want, why don't we have David Bakhtiari, who's Aaron Rodgers' really good friend, included in the trade, and then get a package of draft choices and help your rebuild that you guys all insist on.
So that makes a ton of sense. Had the Packers not just redone David Bakhtiari's contract. If the Packers trade away David Bakhtiari, they would have to come up with $23 more million in cap space. Because right now, Bakhtiari is $13 million against the cap, and his dead cap hit is $36 million.
That's why we're so upset with why did you do this restructure with Bakhtiari when you could have dangled him like a carrot in front of the Jets? Now I think Ken Ingalls, the cap guy, says that you can't do it anymore.
Excuse me, I misspoke. I looked at the wrong numbers, but it's still a lot of money. So Bakhtiari's cap hit is $21 million this year. They would have to come up with 17 extra million. It's 38 million dead cap this year if they were to trade him. Where the cap hit then is next year is 40 million. They're clearly going to move on from him next year. It's basically a 1-year deal for David Bakhtiari right now. 1-year deal. Which I don't know why they decided to do it that way. It doesn't make sense. And it would have made sense if they would have stood pat and figured out a different way to open up salary cap space for themselves. They could have maybe traded David Bakhtiari as a part of that deal, but with what they did, it doesn't seem very likely
and I don't think,
possible.
Is there anyone out there they can restructure that would even come close to covering that number? I don't think there is.
No, I don't think so.
That's the problem.
Because then you would, and if that were to happen, you would be spending $78 million in dead cap space for Aaron Rodgers and David Bakhtiari.
Yeah.
Because Aaron Rodgers is around 40 and Bach is 38.
That's why we scratched our head at the whole thing.
So, tremendous idea by Rick. And I would have been on board for it, but the Packers redid the contracts for David Bakhtiari. He is sticking around in 2023 based on his current salary number. We'll see what we put on the polls on today's show. I think we had some good ones. Always fun to always recap the show, see what we talked about. That's coming up next. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Basketball with your buds, drinking Bud Lights? Sounds like a great way to spend this college hoops weekend. Join Scalzo and Bruss as they broadcast live from the Mecca Sports Bar and Grill on Friday with Bud Light. Watch the games and enjoy Bud Light specials all day long. That's Scalzo and Bruss live from the Mecca Sports Bar and Grill on Friday between 4 and 6. Also enjoy Bud Light at Brothers on Water Street, Champs Brookfield, and Kelly's Bleachers Big Bend. We'll see you there.
Here in Wisconsin, one name is synonymous with fantastic frozen pizza, Palermo's. For almost 60 years, Palermo's has focused on feeding Wisconsin families. And though Palermo's has grown a lot since 1964, they're still family-owned. They're still proud to call Milwaukee home. And they're still committed to making the best frozen pizza possible. From their new and improved rising crust pizzas to their guilt-free Primo thin pies, Palermo's has a delicious slice for every appetite. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer food aisle. Palermo's. Flavor is our family's business.
Drowning in IRS debt? If you can't afford to pay your IRS debt due to economic hardship, you can now be free of IRS collection efforts by taking advantage of a special IRS tax hardship program. This program allows Americans who owe the IRS to resolve their delinquent tax debt once and for all. In some cases, maybe even reducing what you owe significantly. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Simply dial 800-283-5948. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back or have years of unfiled tax returns, help is standing by. Just call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-283-5948 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-283-5948 to see if you qualify. That's 800-283-5948.
Basketball and Guinness, 2 reasons this is the best month of the year. Enjoy both together while watching your favorite team make a title run. Settle into the world of Guinness, over 260 years in the making. Enjoy a pint and the games at Kelly's Bleachers Wind Lake, a sports and entertainment complex featuring local, regional, and national live music, along with 3 indoor and outdoor sand volleyball courts. Also enjoy Guinness at Braun's, 3rd Street Tavern, Jersey's, Brothers, and Who's on 3rd.
Magoo's on the Mound is your game day headquarters. Located on 59th and Blue Mound, just minutes from the ballpark. Magoo's has food options for everyone and a vast selection of craft beers and cocktails. Enjoy some drinks and watch all the games with your buds. Or stay entertained with pool, darts, trivia, poker, or live music. Plus, Magoo's on the Mound offers plenty of free parking and shuttles to all home games for the crew. Check out their food and drink menu as well as upcoming events at magoos.biz. That's magoos.biz.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
My father would always say, and there's a rhyme and a reason to it, he said, if you wear your rubbers in the house, you'll go blind. Do the 2 youngsters on the show here even know what rubbers are? I'm talking the ones that go over the shoes.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Here we go.
I want to give a shout out to JR in West Bend. Average bottle of wine weighs 2.65 pounds. Since nobody wanted to do the work to solve the debates, I did. So shout out to JR in West Bend.
Thank you, JR.
I win. Figured out
Rounding
how much.
up 3 pounds.
No, I win.
Rounding up
you said
3
1 pound.
pounds.
I said less than 3 pounds. Whatever. I win.
You're an idiot.
Thanks, JR. I win.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
What do you mean you win? I had a hand just like that.
What do you mean you win? I had a hand just like that before. I didn't win.
Because
I win.
What do we put on the polls today, Ashy?
Oh, we put so many things on the poll, and it started within the first 3 minutes of the show, Chewy saying, he said, quote, I should be in the Nickname Hall of Fame. So we put that on the poll. Should Chewy be in the Nickname Hall of Fame? 61% of people. Chewy said, no, you shouldn't. Sorry.
Oh, man. I was really hoping that you get inducted, but apparently not. 61%
What is
of
this,
people
the
don't like
Baseball
it.
Hall of Fame?
I mean,
I was going to give you 60%. If 60% said yes, I'd put you in the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Well, you only got 40%.
Yeah, not great. So next poll, do the Packers have a better chance at winning 8 games this season or winning 3 games? 409 votes already in less than an hour and a half. 72% of people saying, Gabe?
8 games.
8 games American in this economy. 8 games.
I love the optimism.
Hey. Gotta feel good.
It's better than the 81%, I guess. We retweeted a video of Ben trying to change a tire, and he failed, but David Dillinger, our jack of all trades, did not. Should Ben Brust be embarrassed for needing help changing a tire? 54% of people said yes, he should be embarrassed.
He should get dumped, too.
I mean, I will give him credit for this one thing and this one thing only. He tried. He didn't call for help, minus an actual other person.
Right.
But didn't call insurance, AAA. He tried.
I guess that's the thing, right? Like, so many people have AAA, or me having with the package I have through my Jeep lease, I can, like, it basically has AAA. Like, it's included. Like, I can get a tow to wherever. So when I got the 2 flat tires in this parking garage and I had to call a tow truck, the tow truck came and picked me up, and that was at no cost to me. So,
yeah, a lot of cars have that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A lot of cars have that. So I guess if I was to defend him in any way, and it's what Jason said when he joined the show earlier, that he's got AAA, they're professionals at it, they can get it done. But if AAA is going to take an hour and a half to get to you, maybe you should be able to do it on your own.
I agree.
That's all we have on the polls today?
That's it. Yeah, that's all we got.
All right.
Do you know how to jump a car?
Oh, yeah.
Do most people know how to jump a car?
I don't think so. But that's an easy YouTube or Google search for most people. I had to help one of my neighbors jump a car once.
We had Homer and I, it was Wisconsin was playing Ohio State. And this was probably it was football, and it was a night game at Camp Randall. And Homer and I came in to do the postgame show, the Wisconsin College Game Day postgame show. So we came in and did the postgame show, and whoever the marketing person for ESPN Madison had left their lights on. It was a night game, it was raining, and they left their lights on, parked out in front of the bar where we did the postgame show. So the battery was dead. Battery was dead at the end of the night. But I was driving a station vehicle here from Milwaukee that had jumper cables. It was an old HHR. But the HHR battery was super weird, and it didn't have like the normal ports that you had, you know, the positive and negative ports. So Homer at 1:30 in the morning in the pouring rain is standing out on University Avenue in Madison, shaking jumper cables, trying to get a car to stop so we can jump the ESPN Madison vehicle because somebody left the lights on and killed the battery.
Anybody stop?
Yeah, we did eventually get someone to stop, but I will never, it is a vision of Homer I will never forget. Just in the pouring rain, this old man like shaking jumper cables trying to chase cars down on one of the busiest streets after a Badger football game in Madison. And it ended up working.
Shout out to Homer.
Ended up working because, again, it was a very strange battery.
Okay, here's the follow-up question. Would either of you have stopped?
Yeah. Yeah.
If you saw Homer specifically.
If I saw Homer specifically, I'm 100% stopping.
But imagine this scenario, you don't know Homer. Right. Yeah,
what are you saying?
I'm saying if a strange older man that looks like Homer, respect, from
Homer to Homer.
From Homer to Homer, I'm just asking the question, would you stop or would you be like, I don't know about this guy?
So
I'm just curious.
Are you saying that your first initial reaction would be that Homer escaped from some kind of asylum?
I'm not saying that. I'm just not disagreeing.
I'm pretty sure he was insinuating.
I'm not disagreeing.
That's what he was insinuating.
I'm just not disagreeing.
He attacked Homer for no reason.
I'm not attacking Homer.
I want the record to reflect. That's Homer on Homer crime.
I'm not. That's funny, but I am not attacking Homer. I'm saying, if you didn't know it, this stranger, older gentleman standing with cables, would you stop? That's all I'm asking. I think it's a fair question, and I know your answers. I know both of your answers.
Well, Chewy, the problem for Chewy is he knows how to jump a car, but he didn't have a car in which he could, jump. He had to have both cars provided. He had the jumper cables as a kid.
Yeah, you wouldn't stop.
Didn't have
that's
the
a good
vehicle.
point. Very good point.
You
I think I
stop.
still have those.
Neither of you would stop. Wouldn't.
No, I would have stopped.
You wouldn't stop.
Get out of here.
You wouldn't have.
Old man in rain, I'd have taken pity on him. And luckily, somebody in a white Cadillac did. White Cadillac SUV pulled over. Will the Tausch. Special guest Brad Nortman filling in as the Cousins Hub of the Day. That's next.
We do have